Hello, and welcome to another stream, which today will be a VR chat stream, and nothing else because, one, I'm starting late, later than usual, and that's because, me and Sky obviously didn't do our usual stream. And, two was, I was on dinner duty. So, yeah. So, starting this at 9, over 9 p.m. But I figured with, the not streaming, with, Sky, I, figured that while, waiting for, time of doing dinner, because I figured I wasn't probably gonna start stream back then, before making dinner, was to start off the tycoon thing. Given I was like, I wanted to complete this, so I completed it, and it's been idle for a bit, and you can already tell it's like laggy as hell. But I bought all the items. I bought the island that has like a warehouse, and also bought the stuff of the second floor. Like, got all the things here. Oh yeah, and let me show something funny that I discovered. Despite its lag as hell, I can't view the pool table correctly because of the roof. That's fun. Also, there's 2 orbs on the floor. But let me show what's upstairs before VRChat never crashes, because this has been going for like a couple hours. So there's mine. It blows up and kills. So yeah, and the Mega Dropper. So yeah, did the thing, completed it all. There isn't anything more. So I was very close to the end when I screwed it up. I should have did what I did before and had the weird thingy, but it's already lagging enough, so yeah. Either way, yeah. Let's just move along to new and noteworthy. So, interior designer? Interesting. A designer, well, like Sims. Oh, got Dream Core. Otherwise, probably a lot of similar stuff. Let's all start with the Dream Core at the interior one in a sec. I just want to go quickly the cow laggy world because Yan left it for a while. Weird eyeball angels. Okay, so there's a door and there's stairs. I'm gonna go with stairs first. Stairway to heaven, I suppose. In a sense. Oh, we're meeting I guess God? Or just main angel, the seraphim. I guess it's probably just the seraphim. This place is bright and white. I'm gonna, oh, I can't. Fine. Through the door. Now I got some weird stuff. Weird liminal space. What's this line? Oh, I can't go further. Dawn. Just strange, weird room. Oh, let's see the interior one. And hi, Kirby, welcome. I am good. And stream's going well so far. And you're scammer, bot, whatever. Not even real, goddamn. Or potentially real, but you know, still, you know, scamming, whatever. When the messages started flying in like bam, bam, bam. Yes, it was an indicator like, those messages are going fast, but then again, people can type fast. It's just me that types slowly. But there are people that can type even slower. Like, I'm slow, but there's always slower, as I have discovered. Like, I thought I was slow, but there's always slower, faster, and there's always the opposite, unless, you know, unless you are somehow the fastest or the slowest in the world. But inevitably that will change, because there'll either be a new fastest or a new slowest, sooner or later. Anyway, let's set in the thing. These are locked. And there's a visible barrier. How do I... this, maybe? Hello, hello! Intercom. I wish to create rooms. What's it? Why is this? I'm clicking on it, but nothing happens. I guess all the assets and stuff that was used. Cool. What's up here? A rooftop. Obviously mirror. Wouldn't be a VRChat wall without a mirror. What's that? Some more mirrors. Oh, that's this. I'm gonna break the boundaries. I'm past the fences. I'm jumping. I'm fine. Don't jump in real life. This is video game. I can jump with being fine. Can't do anything with those. Okay. I'm gonna try and access the rooms again. How do I access these? I can't really make rooms if I can't even access them. I don't think I can access them. Brilliant. Can't do the Sims in VRChat if I can't even figure out how to open a simple door. What does this do? What? Oh, this green one. What happens if I click on the green one? Let's click on 544. Here's my number. What does this do? Aha! I am in the room. Now how do I create? I guess it's only fitting that I should make room 544. How do I do? This? Maybe? Just a thing that shows the time. Very much precisely. I don't think I want to figure out how to make rooms. And to be fair, this might just be a generic room, or someone made this and maybe made it public? I don't know. I don't know how it all works. I'm only guessing. I guess nonetheless we're in my room. Relatively so. Room 544. Honestly, pretty nice room. You got drawers, you got a nice big bed, got a little table, got a couch, a bit of a awkward angle potentially look at, the essential TV. But yes, it would be hard to probably have that in the corner. Or that could have been on that side, and that, thinking about how this door opens, that probably could work. So, put the couch in the corner as the pencils can be like moved like to here. Like stacked along here, and you have a nice little room. Yeah. Guess I'll move along. Probably into the games thing. I might do more of the truth or dare thing. What's that? And something from labs actually in the thing, which is interesting. And there's that truth or dare one. Yes, I'll check out this one just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, and I'm doing Sky today. I'll have to record one. I wonder if this will be the one I'll record or not. Guns. Alright. Yeah, this is supposed to be like battles and stuff that happen. I trigger, I guess, probably by things. It looks like it's a team game, so won't be able to do it either way. Even if I somehow start. Guess alright map, generic like, Warzone sort of thing. It's pretty alright. Oh, it's a bit dark. One takeaway, probably a bit too dark. I mean, there's like lights and stuff, and I feel like, could potentially make things interesting that most of it is in the dark. But I feel like it's a bit too dark. Like, if I was going along here, like, I can't see anything. Not that you're really probably meant to go around the outskirts. But still, people do whatever they want. So you gotta kinda accommodate the design for that. If there isn't strict barriers, then you gotta accommodate for that in the design. So yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, not really gonna do anything there, I guess. Probably we'll do a truth or dare. And have it as the recording. Alright. And it's cool that the log keeps the settings. Fitness for service in the bull troops. Alright. Something about bull eggs. And why does it put my name there? Like, ah, yes, I wrote this. I did not write this. I did not create this. I am no way associated with it. I'm just a player here. And they're just like nodding like I don't know why, but the nodding's funny. Then there's like basically a clock, like tick, 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 tick. It's like, I feel like a bomb or something's gonna go off when there's just that constant ticking, like. But yeah. Either way, let's begin though. I shall record for it. I think, is this another Truth or Dare recording, or have I not recorded for Truth or Dare before? I need to actually now find out, because I'm like, I feel like I haven't. Let's see. Only 28 with truth. Michael learns the truth of the Foundation. That's an old episode. That is very much old and classic episode. I believe that's the one with the spiral part. You can always a spiral, even from the early days. But yeah, truth and reconciliation, obviously, for Jimmy. Back in the RG season 1, back, at the very start. Got Book of Truths. The truth of my YouTube channel. What was this for? Was this for what I think it might be for? Yeah, this is, I think, an early case of me showing the insane schedule. So, here's the last video that was... Yeah, this was early days, I think, of the insane schedule. Alright. Truth of 106. Truth. Book of Truth again. Truth with Axel. Different truth this time for seemingly early Aeon stuff, it looks like. Sooner than I expected. Yeah, I've got some questions to ask you, so you're starting to remember what you forgot and forgot to ask. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all these stuff with the anomalous void. Michael didn't then, realize the anomalous void is not cool and then be enemies, but then be friends again. Well, before it was allies, but it was like not really, because the anomalous void was kind of tricking Michael, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I definitely don't think I've done a Truth or Dare one, surprisingly. Yeah, I have not. Interesting. Definitely interesting that I have not. That this will actually be the first. So yeah, I'm surprised that this will be the first. But I guess it was going to happen sooner or later. Anyway, let's begin properly. This is probably just going to be, the whole, next 2 hours probably. But yeah, let's begin. Hello, and welcome to another video where today I'm doing Truth or Dare in VRChat. Now, I guess there's some things I have to get out of the way because this is, first video of me doing Truth or Dare, in VRChat, although I've done Truth or Dare maps before on stream before, but given that this will be the first video of it, there's a few things I'll need to go through my general rules. If I fail a Truth or Dare for any reason, it's going to be added to the list. A concept I came up of. Everything that I've failed, whether it be this video or previous streams, will eventually have some sort of ultimate punishment to be fair, that I'm not succeeding in these. That one day all my failures will, come back to haunt me for not succeeding. So, failure, dare, truth, and usually the dares, I will pay eventually. Whenever that is still yet to be determined, because I have no real way of doing a punishment thing right now without, full-on evidence. So yeah, it'll have to be, decided one day and, made up. But one day I will pay for my failures. And yeah, and I guess the other is, if there's one that I can kind of answer but not really fully, it counts relatively. I usually count ones that, I've answered 1,000 times, because I've done this a lot at this point. Just not on video. But yeah. Anyway, those should be the rules. If there are any others, I'll bring them up during the video. But let's start off. Oh yeah, and this is technically also a rule, but not really a required rule, just a general rule where I go truth, dare, so on and so forth. Unless the truth or dare requires me to switch it up or do multiple truths or multiple, dares. But yeah, that should be basically all the rules and stuff out of the way. Let's just get stuck into this, because this is probably going to be the next 2 hours. And starting with Kevin MacLeod's music. Brilliant way to start. Anyway, initialization of ball game has been successfully completed. The next move will be with the question. Alright. That. Well, I was confused about that before. Now I think I'm understanding that's just a general, hey, the game's activated. I thought it was that I had to make up a question for a person or something. Alright. Oh, and already a repeat. This is not what I wanted. to happen when I was next in the map, and now I'm here and doing a recording for it. Hopefully this recording stays. Doesn't have to be cut. But this is just the first question. Let's not jump to conclusions, but dress for a date. Yeah, again, I feel like, again, Basil is always a good example. Although I didn't notice the first time, Basil has no shoes. He's just got his feet out. Although, like, not really feet. He's kind of just, dream entity. I guess dream entities don't really have proper feet. But then again, that might just be because it's low poly. But yeah, Basil's always a good example of something where it's like cargo pants, but also like a, casual, shirt. The suspenders are purely optional. His suspenders look, but who knows, it could be interesting, as I said before. Oh yeah, and once I open the thing, it sends me sing weirdly. Undyne goes to the heavens. Have you ever imagined myself without clothes? I don't have to imagine when it's myself. Like, so have I ever had a dream or thought where I thought myself as naked? Probably. Probably. Well, looks like I'm getting married again. Let's do this bit again. At least this time it's for recording. Although streams on YouTube stay forever, but do you, I did the reverse bit before. What bit can I do this time? I guess I'll use the other variant. Do you Undyne marry a gym outfit, Undyne? I do. And do you gym outfit Undyne marry regular Undyne? I do. Then you may kiss the bride. Mwah, mwah. But yeah, I have once again married myself. Yeah, again, I've lost count of how many times I've married myself. The true question is, how many times have I divorced myself? Have I just stacked up a lot of marriages with 0 divorces, or have some of those marriages of me with me cracked under pressure and divorced myself? I honestly would not know. Did me start to split to clone me? Yeah, and I do have a clone me, supposedly. Don't know where they are, but me and Clone Me have gone through some turmoil together throughout, these things. you got access to Joanne Rowling. Oh wait, Joanne Rowling, like JK? I didn't realize her name was Joanne. I thought it was something different. Yes, I never knew. Yeah, I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Never read the books, never read, not read, never watched the movies. Only probably seen bits and pieces. Like spoiler bits. Like Snake killed. Not Snake, Snape. God damn it. But yeah. Dumbledore. Had to delay the reveal. Oh my god. But what would I pose? Just ruin everyone. Slave. Just be like, magic ain't real. Harry was never real. He was a schizophrenic. Something or another. That just makes people hate JK even more. I don't feel like, you know, it's really needed. And Joanne, I never realized her full name. I guess I've always just heard her as JK. I guess assumed the first name was something else. Is it really Joanne? I feel like I need a check. It is. It is Joanne. I guess I just heard JK more than her actual name. I thought it was something else. That is very interesting. Laugh as the devil. Alright. I'll also change avatar to be more devilish. I guess I can do this as Luna. And try and do my most evil laugh. So, let's I am the devil. I shall take your soul. Alright, yeah, that should be good enough. Which person in the room die first during the apocalypse. I'm the only one in the room. So thus I shall die. I will be the one to be dead. I mean, all there is this other anime girl. Offer. I'm already my own husband. So now I'm extra husband for an hour to myself. So yeah, only husband for an hour. I guess divorce was gonna happen, but sooner than I was expecting. The divorce happened quick. If you had the opportunity to stay the same age forever, what age would you choose? I mean, the brain fully develops at the age of like 25, whatever. I feel like, you know, that's probably, you know, a good age given you're still in your 20s, but you're not early 20s, you're like mid 20s, so you're not really too close to 30, so probably 25 would be a pretty good age to stay the same age forever if I had the opportunity. It means that I get the benefits of basically being young without being too young. And before, you know, body is, you know, potentially starting to lose certain important parts, so yeah. I feel like 25 is a pretty good age. An age that I have not, you know, hit in my life. I'm still just 22. Soon to be 23, but that's in July, so yeah. Ask myself how I both love and hate myself, but I've said it in that way before. I both admire and feel disgust to myself. Yeah, that's a new way to say it. Because again, it's just the truth of life. Love and hate intertwined. Because do I really hate myself? Maybe not that much. I only actually be disgusted if I did, you know, a disgusting thing like, how did this happen to you and me? We were supposed to be good. How did we do bad? And we weren't supposed to be Anakin Skywalker. We only joked about being Anakin Skywalker. How did we become Lord Vader? Anyway, from whom in this room would you like this? Yes, I will steal my own girlfriend. Yes, I will do that. As I am the only one in the room. So thus, the only person I can steal from is me. So I will steal my own girlfriend. I guess I'm stealing it back from the clone. After what happened in the other one. That wasn't in the video. Where the clone and whatever had and theoretical girlfriend had a relationship. Tell myself a list of dirty phrases that fit myself. I want to know dirty phrases. Just have to make up once. What would fit me? I don't know, like a phrase like, I'm so crazy that I'm like, radiation spill, toxic spill? Is that even hot? I mean, it'd probably be, I guess, hot to someone. Because, yeah, again, humans can be into anything. And that can mean literally anything. Like, someone be into chairs or something. But yeah, I don't know, there's at least one. I'll count it enough. Just because I'm not particularly any good at it. And don't want to get probably too risky. Do you think? Yeah, and I think I'd be anti-villain and actually, be an anti-villain. Because I would do bad things for good reasons. I mean, like, with my own character, Michael, he canonically killed all world governments to make a real democracy. Doing a bad thing to cause good results. So yeah. If I do that with, my character, what will I do myself if I had the power? Show on okay, breaking up a relationship, even though I've never been in one, again, alone. But if you want to break up, you gotta do it, just right. You don't want to go, the ghost route, but you gotta like probably, carefully ease into, a breakup. Like, have a situation where it's, more, I guess, relatively formal and serious, so you can hopefully try and ease them, to break up, because you honestly no longer have the feelings that you once, once did, so you want to tell him, the truth, and, not really hide it, not really ghost or whatever, not really, jump around too much, but don't be, too blunt at the same time. You gotta be like fine, like a knife, carefully, cut through, like if it was actually more like a scalpel, like a surgery would be a bad metaphor. Carefully sliced through so there's as little pain as possible. Because there's never going to be some pain on both sides, because you probably were both, did care about each other, but it can't be a, love relationship anymore. Hopefully you can still be, friends at least, but you want to, carefully, ease to, break up. It really depends on the person, because some will, take it easier than others, and some you definitely need to have more a delicate touch, because there'll be one reason or another that will make it harder. And that's no fault of you or them, like, it just is how it is. And sometimes you gotta be more delicate. You just kind of have to, judge, in the moment, how careful you have to be. Like, if you're just going to be relatively careful or very, very, refined careful. Either way, you gotta be careful no matter what. And just ease into it, not, sort of pussyfoot around. Not lead them on or whatever. What's the worst night of my life? Probably, in that night where I felt like, every, mistake sort of came all at once, where, I was overthinking to hell and back. That was so bad that, it broke me. That broken became absolutely broken, like, it shouldn't be possible to break something that's technically already broken, but that's what happened. And yeah, again, there's a night where I realized everything's screwed. Like, despite my best efforts with, talk topic stuff, who knows sometimes if the positive stuff I want to happen, for humanity will ever happen, because things are screwed one way or another in some aspect. It'll be hard for humanity to find true peace. But yeah, that was probably the worst night. Think of a lover message from... What sort of lover message would I make? Probably just like trying to be, natural, lovey-dovey, whatever that would be for me. Because, I'm not even certain. I haven't been in a relationship, so I'm not entirely certain I would make up. I don't know, just probably simple stuff. Like, love you in some degree, and I don't know. I feel like I want to be more creative than just love you. Because of how I am as a person, I feel like I would want to add something more to it. It's porn. I guess this is probably subjective. But I guess hentai stuff is probably why I consider dirtiest. And yeah, again, I'm not really a hentai person. Like, not really into, technical stuff unless it, works with, pre-existing, one of my, fetishes, but, yeah, that there is this probably there are some where it's like hentai-esque sort of things, like where it's like one's like literally gone you from Genshin, and they're turned by the tentacles. And can't really go into specific details because YouTube, but yeah. Basically, it does have, the pre-existing thing, which again is booba expansion. And that's mine. That's kind of my main one. And can just switch to Foxy for best demonstration, because basically I'll start off, you know, at this level and whoop. You know, go from that to that. So that one with like, you know, gone here it like slowly gets changed. So yeah. And can you believe that's, you know, technically TOS safe, even by YouTube standards? Because you can actually technically, within the TOS, you know, talk about sort of, you know, explicit things. Past me would have been like, wait, that's a thing? And yeah, past me, it's a thing. Anyway, next, go to myself and pretend to be a call girl. Why is this Yakuza 0? I have flashbacks. I'm having Vietnam flashbacks of, you know, the you know, phone call thing. Trying to get, you know, the achievements I never got. Like, that whole thing was a nightmare, and not to mention, very risky for, you know, terms of, you know, TOS, because of how the girls are presented in, you know, that, you know, mini game. Yeah, again, I sweat bullets every goddamn time something sus happens in Yakuza. Like, please don't be the time it kills my channel. Please, please, for the love of God, do not kill me, YouTube. Yeah, no, it's only YouTube. I only worry about the YouTube snipers. The Twitch snipers are like more chill and understanding, and they're like, well, I'll only snipe you if you really do something that's, you know, bad or against the thing. So they're a bit more chill, but YouTube is like automatic and ready to fire at any millisecond. Yeah, I guess I have to be a call girl. I guess I'll just be like, hi there. Who's calling? I'm just going Yakuza 0 route on this. I'm Orange Puppets, or Sebastian. Don't really use my actual name here on stream, but yeah, I'm 22. Yeah. Streaming is a hobby of mine. I see ya. Streamer, content creator. Aren't all streamers like that kind of crazy? I guess, in a way, yes. But what's life without a little fun? Not every single, streamer, YouTuber, whatever, is necessarily bad. Although there's always some. Always some. I see. Well, it's time for you to ask me something about me. Then the options appear, like the bubbles that you gotta shoot. Yeah, and I'm just going Yakuza 0 route on this, should I ask her about hobbies? Should I ask her about fashion? Should I ask her about thing? I'll shoot for hobbies. What are some of your hobbies? Well, now I gotta come up with the hobbies for her for this scenario. I like tennis. And I'm generally sporty. I like sports, but tennis is the main thing. Interesting. And then, cue a long conversation. This is going on a bit too long, but yeah. Cue, more options, where then she, asks, hey, what, would you describe yourself as, and then it pops up with different options, and yeah. Anyway, I feel like I've done this bit for long enough to count for the dare. But the option I'd probably go with is crazy but kind, if that's an option on the thing. But yeah. Alright, let's move on. Really just went full on Yakuza 0 route there. Even if it did cause me flashbacks, they are the non-flashbacks for myself. Oh, what age did I watch Corn for the first time? Ooh, this is a good question. I'm now gonna try and extrapolate, because it was probably, 12, 13, whatever, when I, discovered, the group, whatever, thanks to not Lara, but yeah, again, Amanda in Lara Croft Legends, or Legend, whichever it is, but yeah. So how long would it have been before I went to something like Rule 34? Because I never really went on the hub. I'm not really a hub person. So, What age would it been? Would I have been doing it at 13? I feel like no. Because at 13, that was 2015. Back then, I was still in my phase of still watching, like, you know, Minecraft, but was slowly transitioning over to more mature things like Markiplier and stuff. Where I watched some of the first Markiplier content I would, like a date with Markiplier. Fittingly enough, because that was 2015, I believe. Because that was like for Valentine's Day. Let me check. It was 2015, right? It's been so long. No, it was 2017. It was 2017 for that. And hello, Le Doggo, welcome. So I guess Markiplier came in a bit later than I was expecting. But still, like, probably was like by 2016 had probably switched over to Mark, Jack and stuff. Mainly probably Mark. So Corn, when have I found it for the first time? If 2015 was like that transition period. Because yeah, again, that's also 2015 when I got my Steam account. First game being the Stanley Parable that time ago. And this is the year where my Steam account comes 10 years old in October. 10 years, a decade of Steam for me. So if that was kind of the discovery and transition period, probably been 2016 or 2017. Would it be in 2016? Like, I feel like 2016 was still a bit too early. Because if I remember correctly, yeah, I was still like in that period of where I had, discovered Lagoot, but didn't really do it because I, was, self-conscious of it. So, yeah. Especially since, my dad figured out and realized at other times, so yeah. So it probably would have been 2017. I would have to guess by the age of, 15. That seems about right. And it would have been something on Rule 34. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 2017, which is weird because it doesn't feel like long time ago, like, but it's been, like 8 years, like almost a decade. In some ways it feels like a long time ago, and in others it doesn't. Right, really went to the depths of my mind to figure out estimates of 2017. And again, what is this box there? Lick an object from the box. What box? Which box is it talking about? These crates? There's nothing in them. This box? Lick a drill? Just lick. Finding a drill in real life, I don't think I would be doing, so yeah. So it's like half failure, half success. Which would apply to a rule where it's in the middle, where it could be punished, but also I try my best given things. Describe the perfect cat or dog. Me personally, it'd be a cat. I feel like the perfect cat would be like a chill cat. It's like someone who vibes, but also can, love the cat, just be, friend. Cool, friends, for as long as, the cat lives. So, cool, chill, loving, wholesome friend. And cats are pretty easy to take care of, so yeah, I guess that's a plus. Yeah, in the delve where I have to send myself 100 USD despite I am Australian. Like, where am I gonna get 100 USD when I'm poor and not in America? Yeah, and if I want to succeed that day, I have to remember to do that for myself at some point in the future. Some arbitrary time in the future. when you listen to music, do you imagine yourself as a character in the music clip? Probably not most of the time, but probably at least once or twice. I don't really put myself in anything I listen to. But imagine myself in the situation. Definitely would put myself into other things, like my own creation, but that's my own creations. Show at myself how you can be. I don't even know how to safely do it, like, you know, do it in a way where it's like, you know, I guess, you know, kinky. So how would I show it to myself if I don't even know myself? Just slap some booty cheeks. But that might be too violent, who knows? If you could give yourself advice to yourself at age 15, what would it be? Yeah, again. Number 1, get job experience early. And since it's 15-year-old me, they have, you know, 2 years to, you know, basically, well, actually 3, you know, get job experience before 18, so it should be more than possible. The second would be to, you know, advise myself of, you know, the future with, you know, streaming and recording stuff, and be like, hey me, this is what we do in the future. We do characters. In 3 years' time, you're gonna meet someone named Kim or Neko. Well, actually, their name initially was Wheezing Nuts, but their name nonetheless is Kim, and they will forever change your life, and you're not gonna, you know, wanna, you know, miss a second of it, and be streaming on both YouTube and Twitch from the beginning. So learn OBS, learn, you know, editing, learn that all, so that when it's time, you are ready to have, you know, an important part of your life, and not lose a lot of it as a distant memory. And plus, with that way, it would ensure that, you know, can remember friends like Tricky Stir. So, you know, it's a win-win-win. Like, remember, Rogers have all the Rogers stuff from the very beginning. Basically be ready from the beginning, because that way when the inevitable bad stuff does happen, because I doubt history will change its course too much, that when, history inevitably repeats, at least more of its, will be, remembered, more of a complete picture, more of stuff, and yeah. Because it sucked to lose everything. Try to sell your socks to someone. Anyone wanna buy slightly used, Star Wars socks? Currently, I have my Stormtrooper pair on, and it will not decrease your accuracy. It won't. It's a myth. Don't let the movies fool you. And no, I have not used my socks in that way like some weird people. I have never splooshed into socks. Why do people do that? I guess it's because it's kind of like, I guess, closest thing to, trying to, put into something. But I don't know, I just, do it without socks. So yeah, you can be assured that there will be no, semen with it. And no, the accuracy. Oh, there was that one time that I was oddly really inaccurate. Maybe it does have some effect, but don't think about that. We need to sell it. Have you ever had a dream that you remember for the rest of your life? Yeah, well, it's not technically a dream, but a nightmare. The oldest nightmare I can remember, where I was young and me and my friend at the time, dealing with, like robot doctors, nurses, like nightmare nurses and doctors. I think they were robots. Can't remember exactly, but yeah. That's the oldest sort of dream, and I don't think I'm gonna forget. Yeah, a bit more of a nightmare, but yeah. For next two moves, whoever the ball is pointing at, you'll spin them around. I can't spin them around, but I can make myself technically spin. All I need to do is spin. I won't be able to spin when I sit. But I can spin when I'm out of the chair. What won't you ever try in yeah, I'm just gonna call it Fex. for, you know, female sex because that's, because I'm straight. And to, ladies, so yeah. But I don't know why I would not try. I guess probably more like stuff like, BSM sort of stuff. Like, I personally would not feel safe tied up, even if I trust the person. Just part of me would be like, I'm not comfortable with not being in control. Like, I don't want to be controlled by gods or whatever. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a situation with limited or no control. Even if I 100% absolutely trust the person. I mean, maybe I would. But I feel like, I have to have zero doubt in my mind. And if I have doubt, it's kind of concerning for a relationship. So yeah, I guess doubt will be potentially a no matter what, so who knows. But yeah, it's what I relatively think of. Dress for a funeral. So I need a sort of black outfit, adorned in black. Like, who has the most funeral-esque thing? Probably enough, Jay is like good for a funeral. Got like a suit sort of deal. Just remove the obvious yellow and stuff. The other black sort of outfits are probably a bit too informal. Like, wouldn't be wearing that at a funeral. No, like this. Like, or it'd be just fine for, Undyne to be like, show up at funeral, like, I'm here for a funeral, this is all I have. That's like, black clothing. Feel like same sort of applies to Runa. How's Virgil's fit? Like, he's got like the, collar stuff and all that. His very fancy. I feel like it might be a bit too fancy for a funeral. If Virgil Lord, the storm that is approaching is loading. You know, it's not too eccentric and actually is mostly like blacks. Oddly enough, Virgil's fit is probably good. So we got like Jay and Virgil are two good examples. Michael's in black, so technically his is good. It's a bit strange though to have like a military guy just show up at a funeral. But, you know, if that's how I showed up, I guess, you know, they can be like one holding some, I don't know, bits of it. Like, here lies Orange Puppet, he was a dear comrade. Honestly, Stuart is the best. Best funeral looking outfit out of any of them. Like, Virgil, you know, via clothes. But Stuart just, you know, looks like they would be ready for a funeral at any time. And to be fair, the funeral might be caused by Rogers, so yeah. Oh yeah, I'm still in the gym outfit. And I'm at a funeral in gym attire. Oh man. Anyway, next truth. If you could start life again at the age of 10, but with all the knowledge and experience saved, would you do it? I feel like, yeah, I'd probably do it. Because at least you're not starting at like baby age. It always sucks that if you were to restart your life, you gotta go through, you know, baby toddler stages. But this time you're starting at 10, which means, you know, you're, you know, got some, you know, age to you. So yeah, I would do it. I would, because then, yeah, again, I can make some, get job experience early, make some that, you know, yeah, again, I am ready for, you know, December of, you know, 2020, like, and this time, you know, it's before 15, so I have even more time to, you know, prepare, you know, get used to things. So yeah. And it'll be a bit of a strange thing to be like to my parents, like, yeah, I'm the future me, I've come back into my 10-year-old body. In about 8 years' time, there's gonna be, coronavirus and a bunch of other stuff, happens. Yeah. The world's in for some interesting times. Like, there's definitely would be some interesting times ahead. But yeah, I definitely would. If it's a language I don't know, then how am I gonna insult myself with a language I don't know? I mean, there's languages that I relatively don't know, but I know insult words like me, you are puta. You are puta. You are baka. You are any other word for / idiot. Except I know Japanese a bit more. But not really a lot. Not enough to technically know the language. Just the basics. So, but the Puta one's a bit higher, given I don't really, know Spanish that well. Is Spanish, right? Puta's Spanish, correct? I think. Have you seen someone get hit by a train in real life? No. Jesus Christ. If I had, that would have been a seriously traumatic, experience. I might be, fudged up from stuff, but I haven't seen anything like that. Jesus. Say, I want to sit on this ball. Okay. Gotta try and be seductive. Okay, yeah. I want to sit on this bottle. I don't know if that was any good. I'll just have to assume it was alright and leave at that. What era would you want to be reborn in? So, eras. So, you got, probably different eras, like Roman, like blah blah blah. I'm probably still want and I really don't want to change from what I already know, so I'd be born in the modern era. But what is the modern era exactly? Because it's modern era is sort of like that there's different phases. Because you got like early technology, internet phase, and then you got like sort of like smartphone phase. So I don't want to potentially go too forward, otherwise I might end up going from Z to Alpha, and that's just no, I don't want to be in Alpha. But if I go with early, I might end up being millennial, which is alright. I guess I'd be fine with being a millennial. So, yeah, might have to go with earlier just to be on the safe side, because I don't want to be an alpha with going with, sort of the, smartphone era. So yeah, I guess that'd be the era I go for, meaning most likely I'm a millennial, or at the very, technically youngest of that era, depending on how much you stretch it, could end up hitting like 2000, 2001, which means I'd be a year older or two. So there's a chance I still end up as like a Gen Z, because being born in 2002, I'm one of the older, Gen Z's relatively. Not form, but yeah. Like, again, what's the years of Gen Z exactly? There's always like 1,000 different ones. But according to Bing, 1997 to 2012. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, so yeah, relatively, I'm 10 years older than the last Gen Z, so they still be, the youngest would still be like 12 turning 13, which is crazy to think of. And hi, Ivana, welcome. So yeah, but yeah, just to be on safe side, I would go earlier, I guess, early, you know, technology of the modern, you know, internet age, you know. I wonder if there would be a mid-age, because then that's just like exactly, you know, right on the nail, Gen Z. Meaning Gen Z are mid. I guess it's fitting, given that's kinda, I think, a word that was probably formulated by sort of our generation / I guess the millennials. But yeah, I guess it's fitting that we're the mid ones. Huh. We are the literal definition of mid. And I think technically sort of the middle generation, as they would call it. So yeah, we are literally mid. For, you know, our technical sandwich of things from millennials to alpha. But yeah, just for the safe side, I still probably go with early. I definitely enjoy VRChat. You could say that when I have at this point, let me pull up 3,000 500 hours and counting. So yeah, I definitely quite enjoy the game. And if you're referring specifically to, I guess, this map, the Truth or Dare one, this one's a pretty good variant. Pretty good, you know, variant of the map. But yeah. Later. For off-stream times. That there will be inevitably fulfilled. I can't believe that's actually down the thing. Later, post-stream. I wonder if there would be any way to theoretically, you know, get away with it on stream. I would doubt it. I would doubt. Would you publish someone else's nudes to get revenge? No. I find other ways of being, creative in my revenge, but I won't stoop so low. If I want revenge, I'm gonna be creative. And not mean, but still kinda, like, I'm gonna get ya. In a way where it's just they suffer. Show myself how to drink alcohol when I have personally not drunk. And yet again, I'm 22. I guess just do it in moderation, me. Don't be crazy. Especially for a first timer. And yeah, again, I don't have to drink, it's just how to. But yeah, this map is definitely pretty good. Oh, I might quickly take a break, before continuing. So, quickly pause recording and quickly go AFK. And I guess very quickly, given not long of stream left, but at this point, need a quick break and don't think I'll hold forever, so yeah. So yeah, I'll be right back. So be right back. Alright, so I am back. Let's get back into this. Alright, resuming recording, and let's get back into this. And hi, Neat Kuna or Neat G. Welcome again. Now on YouTube versus Twitch. Have you ever been tied up? Nope. I missed whichever was probably the last one you wanted instead on you. Whatever that was. Curse not having a second monitor. Yeah, again, my second monitor is dead. Dust. It is out of order. It lasted some time, but in the end it was a second-hand monitor from an op shop, so couldn't do much. And try to guess, I know my, zodiac and, star signs, I'm a warhorse, and star sign is Cancer, the crab. I don't need to guess, I know. But it's me, there's no need of guessing. Who in this company would definitely survive the zombie apocalypse? Would I definitely survive? I mean, I've played a lot of Resident Evil and stuff. I feel like, just for the fact of, knowledge and good know-how of zombies would be to my benefit. Even some of knowledge of some of the most absurd zombies. Although, if Nemesis is staring at me in the face, I'm like, where am I gonna find an umbrella, rail cannon thing, like, if he's chasing me down, I'm have to pray and hope to God that the technology is also somehow here. While he's chasing me down, being like, stars. Although I'm not a stars member. But I guess I created Michael a star man, so close enough. and I made a variant of stars. So, yeah, and what did I call them exactly again? The special team of anomalous reduction or research specialist, something like that. But I feel like I went with reduction versus research just because everything's, death. No living anymore. No peace, no pacifism, only death because of darkness. Darkness effectively derailed the idea of, Michael ever truly being a pacifist, than the fact that, most games have violence to some degree, like it's unavoidable, so most of the times it is shoot problem to get rid of it. Occasionally maybe punch or stab problem, but most of the time it's shoot. But if I would definitely survive, because knowledge-wise, I'm good. Physically, though, would I? It's not like I'm drastically out of shape, just I've not really had any proper exercise in like ever. So even though I'm, not like far overweight, I'm still technically unfit. So, yeah. I mean, it depends because, yeah, again, some zombies are slower. It's runners that would, if there's a running type of zombie, like a fast zombie, that's where, that'd be problems. Because I would definitely have to fight against the fast zombie. And my strength isn't probably that much easier, that much. So if it's the fight's easy or not, it's I don't know. I feel like I can't say I would definitely survive. My chances are good with some bits, but also not that great in others. So my greatest strength is knowledge. Like the amount of things that I would know about zombies. I could probably determine the different types of zombies pretty quickly. Like, this zombie's more like slow, this one's more fast. I probably pick up on all that stuff very quickly. Surviving, though, would be challenging. The only way I would definitely survive is if there were others with me. And given I still live at home, those chances are a lot higher. But definitely is still hard to determine. So I'll just say no. I would not. No one in this party is surviving. A pie of one. One and done. And hi, Club. Welcome. Sure, myself, how can be hugged. Well, hug's basically, like, hug. I guess there's technically different types. Most people probably might not be too full-on comfortable with like a full-on, like bear hug. But, there's, different hugs, like light hug, normal hug, bear hug, yeah. Would you like to have a slave? Who would it be from this game? A slave. Hey, if I'm having a slave, a quote-unquote slave, Jagan, it'd be a clone me. And slave is, Jagan, not the word I would probably use. Especially for legal reasons, but yeah, a second me would be, again, very good. Because they can do work for me. And if it had to be from this game, does it mean in lobby or just technically anything, which could include avatars? So if it's lobby, then can it just still be me? So let's go avatars. Who would be best technical slave of my picks? I can cheat with Michael because Michael can do everything, but I feel like we gotta keep it to the character, so it's now just generic MTF versus Michael. Gotta keep it relatively generic in some cases. Some will still be the same, like Rogers. Only Michael's excluded because Michael's way too powerful. I mean, there's other powerful people like Dimentio, but at least with Dimentio, even he has his own, limits. And plus, as long as he doesn't, do his dimensional stuff, should be fine. But he can live up to 11th dimension or something. So yeah, watch out. Honestly, Dimentio might be too powerful in some regards as well. Like anyone that's godlike might be too powerful for things to be my technical slave if I'm going avatar route versus room routes. So, engineer, he's a smart guy. He can get tech stuff done. He can make stuff. I don't know how useful, sentry guns would be, but dispensers could have some use. Teleporters also could have some use. He'd be a good assistant. We'll just go with that. Not slave, but assistant. Raiden? He's a warrior dude. Guess good at fighting. I don't know what regular things he'd be good at. Probably has, cooking skills. When he isn't, slicing up senators. So far, engineers winning this contest. Felina. Police, so good at defending. Probably good at, and taking care of herself. Not if she's taking care of you as an assistant. Yeah, Felina could be a good assistant. MTF. Good security guards in general. This particular one specializes with fires, so if there's a fire, he can deal with it. And then there's the fire causer, the fire starter. Actually, two fire starters. Rogers and Moop Boop. Them as assistants, I don't know. You have different problems for both of them, and some problems would overlap, like arson. They're not particularly that good. So yeah. At least, with all this dying for, they have something like Raiden and MTF are good security people. Felina has a balance of security and probably, taking care of just general stuff. Stewart. Now, this is the definitive assistant. He is literally assistant Stewart, originally, before he's now investigator. He went up in the world. But it's like the definitive, if anyone's technically my slave / assistant, Stewart would be one of the best. Stewart be a good man to have as an assistant, because Stewart has dealt with a lot, so that they know how to get stuff done. Connor also be good. A computer would not be really good in, anything physical, but tech-wise, probably be on par, if not better than NG. Like, them as your loyal assistants, for this scenario would be, you know, that they'd be a probably good one. For tech stuff. Not so good because they don't have hands. They only really can interface with technology. They're basically like Alexa or Google Home, but way smarter. Being a proper AI, even if it's running on like an old computer. Surprisingly sophisticated for the technology it's tied to. So, really good in tech, not good in other things. So, it'd still probably be like one of the others have to be the top one so far. I'm leaning towards Valena since they have a good balance of, you know, lots of stats. Maybe not as much the tech one, but yeah. New music has started playing. I'll probably turn it down a bit just in case. But yeah, gotta continue to think about assistance. Okay, Tonka. They're good security one, and having the stand star platinum is probably a plus. I haven't really yet again account for powers too much. Like Rogers is half ghost, so he can go through roofs but not walls. Which is weird, but that's how he operates. Basically, you can phase technically up and down. Well, down less so. He's kind of limited to just up, only up. Oh yeah, Boot Group's technically a god because of my thing. Despite their negative things, I guess they have to technically be off the list because I don't want anyone overpowered. No gods. Platinum's alright because it's, you know, godlike, you know, stopping time, but it's not godly. If that makes any sense. PizzaCon. Well, the benefit of them is you always have pizza. You can guarantee pizza is something you get from them if they're your assistants. Frisk is a kid, but surprisingly talented. So, yeah, and it'd be child slave. We're going into child slavery, brilliant. It was inevitable one of them would be that. God damn. Oh my god, the Among Us one. I don't think I could count it. The Among Us one is a god one. The Among Us one is a god one just because Infinite Among Us, it's too good of an assistant / slave. Giant block. Well, really good attack, terrible at doing everything else. It's basically like the computer, but attack versus intelligence. Both can't practically do much, physically wise, but they have the best, of certain stats. Like the giant Glock literally has a giant explosive bullet that can fire like I think a sizable distance. It's basically like a giant floating cannon as a gun. So no one would mess with you. Yeah. Explosive con. This assistant would get themselves killed because they're Jaeger and explosive. They're a bit too potentially detrimental to their own safety and yours. To be fair, they might be able to just regenerate because there's multiple times where I, lose the top half and it's just legs and they come back. So they might be able to regenerate. That might be a positive, but it's a bit too much of a loose cannon. Felena's still probably best pick. The anime cat girl is pretty much probably similar to Felena, except the fact that and Felena with assist, I feel like she has a lot of life skills. And even though she might not be the most techie wise, you still know how to use tech. So yeah. Like, sure, she's not making sentries or making some advanced, program, but she can operate things. Probably be good at, security systems and all that. Jimmy. This one I can count because he's not really fully a god. So we're mainly considering him in his spawn days. Spawn is really good. Probably better than the big lock because despite, big lock is very dangerous, it might be too dangerous, where Jimmy's too dangerous in a good way, because if he's your loyal assistant, you can guarantee he's getting things done. And yeah, probably has some life skills too. Honestly, a good contender against Felena. Honestly, probably would beat Felena just because Spawn versus regular security guard. So yeah, got the real life attack balance like her, and a bit more on the tech side, a bit smart, good with their eyes and stuff. So tech stats also would be a raise. Jimmy is just Felena but better, basically. Has balanced stats, but better. Well, except for attack, where it's just absurd because fast run, good at fighting, good armor, like their attack is absurd. Oh, Lord Vader, a bit of a, choke you case. That's a downside that you probably wouldn't want, despite the Force. Kenobi's more your guy. Kenobi actually be probably insane. Less armor in general, like real reduction in how much they can technically protect themselves. But the attack is also with the lightsaber, that's a bit of height, gain, and the Force, so Kenobi actually might be Jimmy. Kenobi is, I think, our new contender. Noble 6 is on the same sort of level as Jimmy. Not much to compare. D-Luke doesn't have the Force. I think I'm gonna start going through them quicker. Door person, open realities. Don't know how good they would be realistically in the fight. Probably decent, given the places they've been to. I mean, they probably can survive no matter what. Probably decent intelligence. Yeah, but still, the greatest attribute is to use the doors to get away. So it's basically doors versus the Force. I feel like the Force is more generally probably useful, or the doors can be useful. Killer Frenzy one, they can fight. Probably have life skills, but no Force. 9 cat gun, yeah. Miku, Yagan Cop, in that form, I don't know, they don't really have something special. No, Spawn, not really. Oh, G-Man Legoshi. This is an interesting case where it's 2 individuals as one. Would it have Legoshi's personality sort of imposed on the G-Man? Basically more of a G-Man that would potentially help than hurts. A G-Man that looks out for the best interest of all species because it knows the divide between, carnivores and, herbivores in its own world before it became, mythical. Honestly, bending reality, is that too godlike is the question. Bending reality, we gotta draw a line somewhere. They can alter reality, but it has to be fair is the thing. It has to be an eye for an eye sort of deal. Eli lives, Visor dies. A nudge for a nudge, an eye for an eye. So their powers are definitely very powerful, but do have their limits. Potentially, unless no employers, free agents could potentially do way more. I guess they can't be on the table. We already covered technically regular MTF, so well, the fire one, so a regular one wouldn't factor in that much. Air sands. They're agent of destruction. I don't think that's a good assistant. If they turn against you. But yeah, and they're potentially loyal. But given the thing of slave, I rather not. Too risky if they just choose like, nah, I'm done. Oh, anomaly, anomalies, yeah, again, too risky. Basil and Dream Basil. So basically a hallucination might not even be able to tangibly interact with existence. That's not grand. Lamine, but you're Lamine. So assassin and adventurer. Still Kenobi has the Force, so yeah. Despite elemental stuff, and they can use any elements. They're basically, you know, the avatar of, you know, Genshin. It's not enough, I think, against the Force. Although it's cool. I think I'm just genuinely biased towards the Force, so yeah. Ina and Thick Ina, well, they're fighter, definitely. Good fighting. Also, the Uno reverse card, God, like that is a pretty powerful item they have in their kits. To literally say no you to anything. Because it's an item from God, not godlike powers, which means it's godly, you know, well, godlike, well, yeah, it's godly, but not godlike in this case, but yeah. Does the Uno card beat the Force? I mean, technically yes, because it's the ultimate Uno card. It is the Uno card of God. So it beats the Force. It technically beats anything. And be the one exception I would allow. So now Ina's winning. Just because of one item. And Yayan probably has good life skills. I mean, Ina's a good worker. Like, Ina's good at attack. I can't really say for their, you know, intelligence stat because of the weird world they come from. Their intelligence is both negative and positive simultaneously because of the weird world they come from. And I don't know how it's possible, but they both have negative and positive intelligence. So they both be really well, not really dumb, just be capable of things beyond imagination. So, Arlene is winning. Foxy stands no chance, honestly, just compared to, you know, the Half-Life tram as a slave. Really going absurd here for this question. Really, really absurd for this. I don't think it'd be a good assistant. The most it assists you to do is get to Sector C. It has one job. I mean, it fulfills that job perfectly, but it is literally only an assistant in transportation. Anything else, it doesn't help. So yeah, Ina's winning. Oh, Virgil. Now Virgil technically, I think, respects Yume after the events of Devil May Cry 5. So it means they, you know, hopefully be somewhat chill. If or if not, he helps. Probably only be if he gets power out of it. So I feel like just for that fact, I wouldn't be able to keep him long term. So Ina's still winning. And we covered spawns, and even the Master Chief, unfortunately, I don't think could stand up to Uno card. Majima as a Naichi. Yeah, and they don't have Uno. You don't have Uno. It's Freeze. Fork. Still, I feel like in some ways Majima could be cool. If not, they be any less or more so in the Naichi form is to be seen. Rorschach. I mean, they seem pretty chill, like. So, yeah. But for terms of the question, still Uno card of God is too useful. Blind girl, wholesome blind girl. She might not be able to see, but we will protect her until the end of existence. Like, and I don't want to yet again go into the child slavery thing, so she's off the list automatically. If it is purely a slave and not an assistant, but we can't. Same for Amriot, too precious. Or someone designed to be sort of servants, the murder drones. And I'm technically going with any because this one can be literally anything from V to N to J, so it's interchangeable for the terms of the thing. But still, Uno, reverse Uno card's hard to beat. It's really hard to beat a godly item. Yeah, and Star Platinum also is godly with its time stop. But Uno God card is just the benefit of a robot is they're mortal. Like they are mortal, Ina's potentially not. The robot will last, and we know that they regenerate, kind of like Terminator. So, Murder Drone is the only real contender, just given that longevity. And if it's pure slave angle are kind of programmed to follow, where Ina's their own free agent. I mean, technically, the drones are free agents as well, but yeah, hopefully, can be again more friends and not full-on slave relationship forever, as the question dictates. So yeah. But if need be, could potentially shut down, but a murder drone is dangerous. That's the only thing if it goes rogue, is it's a wild card. I mean, anyone's dangerous potentially as a wild card if they go rogue. I mean, the Uno reverse card god being used against me if Ina went rogue would be a pretty bad negative. The main reason she stayed as the top so far, but could be a huge negative. I feel like in a couple, I think I'll have a robot that I think might be the new top pick, because now thinking about the negative of reverse card, I think I know a better robot, but currently Murder Drones is the top now, thinking about the negatives. Plus good attack, good intelligence, good on all things. The Hynid don't really have a lot. They're strong, but yeah. Luna is very good at fighting. Intelligence is alright. Does actually have the immortality factor, given technically dead in a way. She's not a human soul, but yeah, in hell, has the immortality angle, but could be killed by angels. I mean, as long as there's no angels that you've messed with, Luna could be good. Because to defeat a murder drone, you need to deal a considerable amount of damage. And even Jay, who seemed to be dead, lived. For Luna, it's angels. But can demons kill demons? It's not really established if demons can really kill fellow demons, if she could be killed by an imp or something. So I guess I'll stick with the Murdrones. Pumpkin Fox, now probably a better robot because they're not directly one designed for death. Although they do have like the tail with the spike thing, but that's a optional part. They also have horns, but that's also optional. Yeah, and optional parts might be a key way of making certain I don't get stabbed if they do rebel. So Runa might be better choice than Murdrone. So Runa I think is top so far. Officer Rand, task manager, literally a servant. Literally the definitive, and they're techie. They are probably immortal. Probably like immortal and kinda live to serve. So Runa could go rogue AI, but Task is literally... I think Task is good, like good attack, probably pretty good intelligence given, you know, networks stuff, like honestly might have really good intelligence. Like immortal, and yeah, honestly Task is probably the best assistant slave for the terms of the question. And then lastly Undyne, she wouldn't, she would not. So yeah, I think Task, that's gotta be one of the longest truths. So long, in fact, that this will be the final thing. The final dare. Pretend to be a delicious waffle. I guess I'll be a waffle. I'm a waffle, I'm a delicious waffle. I have maple syrup on me. And I have brain damage. Now referencing Asif movie up. But yeah, I'm a delicious waffle. Eat me or not, it's your choice. But I'm just a delicious waffle. But yeah, guess the last thing. And Nietzsche, yeah, I guess I would have to agree. Luna is, you know, attractive, so yeah. I would too. Yeah, and smash for Luna. But yeah. Either way, that's the truth or dare. So that'll be a wrap for the video. So thanks for watching the, you know, video. It'll also be the end of stream, but yeah, I'll be ending that, you know, in a second. But yeah, thanks for those watching the video later. Peace, thank you, and goodbye. And that will also be it for stream. Only a 3-hour stream, but I started later than usual, so it is what it is. Given didn't stream with Sky and, you know, was, you know, doing dinner, so yeah. I'm sure a lot more will be for tomorrow. A lot more will be for tomorrow, because tomorrow will be, yeah, VRChat, more full on VRChat stream, because we'll be doing the idea I have for Michael, the funny dumb thing of Michael and Deltarune, but, you know, VRC. And, you know, yeah, again, VRChat highlights as usual, at, you know, the end of, you know, hits, and in the middle is where, you know, I do, you know, whatever comes up, whatever weird and interesting maps. I'm sure that might inevitably include some more Truth or Dare of this one, because I haven't gone through all the things of this one, so it's probably inevitable I'll return here. But yeah, not before, you know, other things. But yeah. That's gonna be it though for the stream. Good stream. So, yeah. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you if you followed or subscribed. And yeah, that'll be it for now. So, peace, thank you, and goodbye.